Sit back and get ready to enjoy a live show. Comment any questions, see what's up in our world of epic, and hear what we have in store. Welcome to Monster Monday.
Yay! Hey, everybody. It is Monster Monday. Today is the 29th, because that's a pretty big day. It's Loko-Motion Day, so I was pretty excited about that I got to be riding again on Loko-Motion Day. And the last Loko-Motion Day I rode on must have been 2 months ago. I rode to Florida on the 29th. And this trip, I'm riding home from Florida on the 29th. So I don't know what the odds of 2 Loko-Motion days pounding miles to and from Florida. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that's what I'm doing right now. As you see behind me, I am in New Jersey. I just crossed over the border. I was going to try to delay the show by an hour so I could get home, but Amy guilted me into staying on task and being responsible and having it, at our 7 o'clock time. So how was your weekend?
Pretty uneventful. It rained most of the weekend, so did inside stuff. Was a responsible adult.
It was super nice in Florida this weekend, I'll say that. It was hot. I'm just sweating sitting here still because it was like 90 degrees coming up from Florida the whole way. And my wife, Amy, flew down to Florida on Friday. So she met us at the hotel. So that was pretty awesome. I got to hang out with her for the weekend, got to see the boys. So I had a pretty busy weekend. I rode through the night on Thursday to get to Florida Friday morning, so I could get my bike the 50K service done on my bike in Florida, because I had an appointment for Thursday up in Jersey. So that is the benefit, the dealership tie-in I have. So that's pretty awesome, because their sister dealership in Florida, I called them up and they're like, yeah, no problem. So they scrapped my appointment and won. It just felt weird to cancel an appointment, 20 minutes from my house, half hour from my house, and then ride, 22 hours to get to South Florida for an appointment the very next day. So that was a first for me, but I was pretty excited to do that. And then from there, we went over to see the boys. Jack and Elfie and Niall and Swaley were in town and for some treatments. And the new treatments, if you caught that video that I did with Jack, and Elfie was in it, I guess. They came to town for some new treatments, and they have some stem cell treatments at a really nice place down in Florida. Big Daddy, a mega monster, got them hooked up through his brother to this new place where they're gonna, get their treatments done. So hopefully now we're waiting to see the outcome, how they feel, but it was a great experience for the boys. That place is super bougie. It's in West Palm. It's really nice. They take, just first class, operation they have. And they really took good care of the boys, and the doctor there was super cool, all about helping the boys. So that was just all around awesomeness. And in case anybody did not catch the video, it was really cool because there was a total stranger in there Friday night. He was impressed with the boys, Jack and Elfie getting their treatments and having to travel all the way from Ireland to the States to get this treatment done. He left and he donated $20,000 to help the boys with their costs. $5,000 a boy to take off their bill. So that's just huge, because these families are fundraising like crazy to afford these treatments, and they're on tight budget when they come over here. They got to pay for travel. So for just some random stranger to do that, I just thought that was awesome. And I had a great conversation with the facility down there. We're going to make up some flyers and have them at the place. And hopefully that generates some interest in what we do and people helping us out, because if there's people that want to donate directly to the hospital or to the clinic down there, that's awesome too. I don't care how they do it. Any way we can help the boys live their best life, I'm all about it. So whatever they want to do, what's best for them. So that was just really cool. But I was with the boys when they got their treatment done, and it is intense, man. I feel so good that we're able to hook them up with this facility and get this top tier, treatment to them. But it just saddens me to watch it. I mean, it's just, I'm in the room with them trying to talk the boys off the ledge. They got tears in their eyes because they're scared of the needles, scared of this, scared of that. It's all a new experience. And I don't know. It's just sad to know what they have to go through, every 3 months, and what all of our boys, these two are here firsthand, but all of them have so much they go through. It's like so many people see them at the hey, look at Elfie, I'm running up the stairs, and I'm doing great, and they just go Elfie go, which is awesome. But the other side of that door, to stay like that, he puts up with a ton of shit, and it's just, for an 11-year-old kid to have to deal with that, it just brings tears to your eyes as you watch him, get poked. When I was in the hospital last year, I was all pissed off and couldn't take it anymore. They came in there jabbing me at night, and they can't get the vein, and they had all this trouble, and I'm watching Elfie and his vein blows up, and they had to go in another place, so they get it in, but the vein collapses, and it's just, I can't put it into words enough how brave and what they actually do and how hard it is. And when you're there firsthand and you see it, the terror in their eyes when they're going through the not knowing part of it, where they just psych themselves out, it's just sad. They're not grown ass construction workers like I'm used to dealing with. Guys I worked with, they broke their finger or something, everybody just laugh it off and tell them, we'll go to the doctor and get it fixed, and nobody cared, but these are just kids. They should be playing baseball and riding bike with their friends, but these guys travel thousands of miles to get stuck with countless needles, draw blood, give treatments, and all those treatments are great, but it is a process. And those kids, 3 days of treatments, 3 days of stress for those 11-year-old kids. So it was just amazing. But I was happy they did it. Really hope the outcome is great, because it was really something to see. But it was cool that my wife was down there. Big Daddy and his wife Amy were there, and then the families for the kids. So it was all around pretty epic. So that was my time down there. And then I took a ride over to see my kid on the other side of Florida, went out to dinner, and then I went up to see my parents and my brother yesterday up by Disney. And I brought Amy to the airport this morning, and I rode back to New Jersey, and here I am. So that's my whirlwind weekend. It was really, really cool to see it, and I hope I can relay what those boys. I wanted to videotape some more, and Jack just didn't want me videotaping, and I do have some tape, but I don't want to put a video together until the boys say it's okay for to show the shit side of it. But I hope I can relay at least how demanding that is, and how impressive the boys are, and how important what we do is to them, because they kept saying, oh, will you be in here with me? Will you do this? Will you do that? Big Daddy, will you stay with me? To have those kids, knowing they know they have monsters that'll be there for them. And that is what is so impressive and so amazing, and why we do what we do. So it was pretty cool. So that was all I have, really, because I was kind of out of the loop while I was riding. I mean, I just got home from Oklahoma. I was only home for 20 hours, and I jumped on the bike and rode through the night to go to Florida. So I just kind of been like, I don't even know what day it is. So the rest of it's on you. So I apologize for not being more on the ball, but I think everything else falls under the category of news, and you are the world famous news girl. So with that, I'll let you go, and then I'll just jump in and chime in on it, and maybe I'll enjoy my dinner here a little bit, and that's it.
You go right ahead. Sounds good. Thank you. Okay. Well, we brushed a little bit on Loco. I thought I'd bring that up. Today is Loco Day. Every 29th day, you have to ride miles that end in 29. So, and speaking of Loco, he's on day 120. So that's Loco's news. Then I'm bringing up sorry, not everything's in order today. I'm a little bit unorganized. The Monster Weekly. Last week was windmills. Total windmills was 383 windmills. Pretty impressive.
That's really impressive. I saw like 300 windmills, but they were the kind we couldn't get pictures of, and they would have been all in one picture. But here's the cool flags.
There you go.
That everybody's holding up, doing that.
Nice. First place was Aaron and Katie, the dynamic duo, with 129 windmills.
That's amazing. Awesome. Like everybody that wins this, like I think I'm doing so good, and then they're just like slam 129 windmills. I'm like, where the hell did they find the 129 windmills? I feel like such a loser. I keep thinking I want to get in a rally, and then every week somebody just kicks my ass on everything, like makes me look like a school kid. So I was like, oh, maybe rallies aren't my thing.
Second place was Selena. She had 48. So
slacker.
She killed it. Yeah, compared to the other two. Yeah, but and third place was Loco. He had 30. So he was kind of slacking a little bit. But
yeah, 40, 30, and 30s and 40s. That's a lot of windmills to find.
That's a lot of windmills.
And then they come in second place.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Well, that's pretty awesome. Congratulations, everybody, on that. Keep it up. And Mandy let me know that so far to date, since starting, we have scored 5,172 items that have been scored.
That's really cool. That really shows how like into it people get and how active they can be. It just I'm pretty impressed with that. How people are out. And I really like to watch it and see it. Like I don't have the time to go looking for windmills. I was pounding the super slab getting from state to state, but it was fun to watch that and see the windmills people were finding. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like watching it in my 40-degree weather. So I'm a fair weather rider. So yeah, that's awesome though. But and of course this week is picket fences. So everybody look for your cute little white picket fences. They don't have to be white, but I was just saying that. So yeah. Then we have the Monster K donations. They're at 23,276.
That's awesome because that will get us to the motorcycle because we have to. So anybody that's going to ride in the Monster K, I have the chips, poker chips, the flyers, and I believe the bracelets are at my house now. So I think everything is here. So I'm going to be mailing packages to all of the riders this week. So keep your eyes open for that. And then we're going to be getting the motorcycle. So if you haven't raised your $300, I just encourage you to at least get to the $300 mark. This helps us pay for the motorcycles all. And then because we really have to get the motorcycle paid for and the boys paid for to get here. So at least Alfie and Jack, we got to make sure we get those guys here for their big weekend.
Hoka donations are currently at 9,276.
Well, that's awesome. I didn't realize that was that high. And the Hoka is the same thing. I meant to have some chips and have that stuff with me, but I didn't make it home. But the same thing with the Hoka riders, the chips and the promotional stuff is all coming in. So we'll get that out there. Not as big a rush on that, but people want it, so we'll be getting that. So be good to go.
That's awesome.
And one thing about the Hoka the Hoka we had a meeting planned for tomorrow night. Heads up, I may have to change that to Wednesday night. So any Hoka riders, I'm going to know tonight, and then I'll get an email out in the morning if we have to change our Zoom call to Wednesday night. It's the last Tuesday of every month, but I have a meeting I might have to go to tomorrow night, so there might be some conflict if I have to do it on Wednesday. So that's that. Stay tuned.
That leads me to hero news. You talked about Elfie and Jack. So I'll move to Drew. Steve noted that his butt hurts. His legs aren't too bad, but his butt hurts after doing 40 miles on his bicycle. I suggested he gets a wild ass seat cushion. So
Yes. I would suggest you get a different fundraiser. I would never ride a bike 40 miles. That just numbs your nuts. Like, you get off that thing, and every time I get off a bike, I don't know how the hell anybody rides a bike or why.
Yeah, not for me anymore. So his next thing is 5 to 6 hours a 5 to 6 hour kayak trip planned on Mother's Day weekend. Yeah, that sounds fun too. Good for you, Steve. Glad you can do that. So.
Glad I don't have to join them. I'm busy that weekend doing my monster gump, so that's that.
Yeah, there you go. Then he's going to finish the month off with the run. He didn't say how far he's running, but I'm sure it's, ridiculous amount of miles.
He's gonna wrap up the triathlon. He'll have it all. Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. And Drew's getting pumped about the warm weather. Apparently they're in the 80s these next few days, so kind of jealous about that, because we're in the 40s. So way to go, Drew. He's now at his max dose of meds. So far, everything's going good, and he's feeling really good about, he's feeling well. So that's going good, and we hope that continues with, everything.
Yeah, just another example of what the boys have to go through.
Exactly.
Meds and try this, try that. Doesn't work. This does some shitty side effect. This makes you sick. This makes you happy. This makes you turn into an asshole. Like, there's so much that goes into that. It's amazing. So these boys put on a happy face, but again, just another example of the bullshit they have to go through.
Exactly. So that's what I got for Drew. Turbo just got back from his cruise, and it looks like the fams, by the pictures, had a great time. Nicole said that Turbo and Kimmy had the time of their life. So I'm really glad to hear that. She said this is just what Turbo needed, and he's doing much better. So that was awesome. Sometimes just a little break,
Yeah, that's what the secret to happiness is for every human. You need to go regroup, recharge, let loose,
reset.
Yeah, just unplug and unwind. That's just human nature. Everybody needs that.
Yep.
I spend my life unplugged and unwound. Maybe I should spend 2 weeks at a work camp.
Yeah, maybe. You'll appreciate it more. I'm sure you appreciate it though. So
I do.
He did have a small accident while on the cruise, but the doctor on the ship knew some about DMD and cleared him and gave him some meds, and after a $200 bill, he was good to go. So I'm sure he'll talk about this tomorrow. I don't know the details, but on Turbo Time. And I'm sure he'll talk a lot about his trip as well. So be sure to tune in to Turbo Time tomorrow, 5 Pacific.
Awesome.
Yeah. That leads me to goat. I got a lot on the goat. So Gavin had a great weekend, or a great week last week, probably a great weekend too. His state testing is complete. He said it took him about 2 hours and it was really easy. That's the goat for you. Today he had to be in therapy at 8 instead of 3 p.m. So we're hoping that went well with him getting up early. Oh, it did go good, but I'm just hoping getting up early went well. After his aquatics, they headed to Austin for his endocrinologist appointment. They said for a kid, Gavin's thyroid is perfect. As far as growth, they can't do anything, the doctor, and won't do anything until Gavin is off steroids. That hope is on May 8th at the DMD clinic. He said once they have him on new meds, his endocrine system should kick back in gear and he will start growing again. So that's like really awesome.
Yeah, that is really cool. That's, every kid you've talked about the same thing, the bullshit they have to go through.
That's
it's just
what it's about.
It's a lot. DMD causes a lot of bullshit, and I'm really proud of all these kids after this weekend and being there and seeing it firsthand how well they do.
Yeah, I know I wouldn't want to go through any of that. It's just, and we found out that he will be on the same meds that Drew is on. And I am not good at pronouncing meds, but I think it's a Gamry, something like that. So that'll be the same meds that.
You could just make up a name. Nobody knows except the moms.
Nobody will know. Well, moms will know.
Yeah, they're the only ones though. And they'll just laugh about it. So that's all good.
Yeah, they'll just laugh at me, which is fine. They probably laugh at me about all my struggling of these big words I'm learning. I'm going to be a doctor here before long, so.
I can't pronounce anything proper, even when somebody tells me how to pronounce it. I can't even get their names right, let alone their meds right.
I was going on Google asking how to pronounce stuff, and I'm listening, and then I wrote it how it's pronounced. Yeah, thanks, Jessica. So lots coming up in the next couple weeks for them. He has a sleep study. Good luck with that. On May 7th, they check in at 6 p.m. and they should be done around 6 to 7 a.m. on the 8th. So Jess and Gav will have time to kill. So if anyone wants to meet for breakfast, they are game. So
where at? They're going to be in Houston or in.
They're going to be in. That's what I understood was Houston. We'll let her chime in here, but that's what I understood was Houston.
I think I'll go down. I think I'll go down for that because I'm going to be headed south for my Monster Gump. So I need to put a couple extra miles on. So maybe I'll go down there and have breakfast with them.
And then they have to head to the DMD clinic at about noon. So yeah, Houston, she said. That's what I thought I understood correctly. So Houston, and then they have to go to their DMD clinic. And then Jessica has a meeting on the 9th with the current and future school. She will be springing it on the new school of all the fun things that they have to get on board with Gavin. So, one of that being that he needs to have a mobility scooter in order to navigate in the school, which we talked about a little bit. So they'll have to have that for him. Also, May 9th is his gala. He'll be attending his gala. So with his therapy, and they'll be telling his story. And in Gavin's words, go ahead.
Oh, does he have to dress up?
Oh, yeah. There was a picture. He was wearing his shirt. He had his shirt on, and then he didn't want to take it off. He has a fancy shirt. So.
Oh, awesome.
I will have to. And then he'll tell you, in Gavin's words, that he has to get fancy just so people can stare at him. That was really funny. I could just hear him. So, yeah. The end of school brings lots of things to the table. May 23rd, Gavin has his 4th grade field trip. And Jess believes that Hop, I lost my spot, is attending with him as Gavin has to take a buddy along with him to help since the place is not handicapped accessible.
Okay.
So,
I'm glad.
Fancy.
I hope Hop can make it because I will be on my ride and be unavailable. So I'm sure he will.
That's what I was hoping somebody can chime in that they can. Yeah, it's not Hop. And then May 29th is Fun Day. Lots of fun things happening. This could go one of two ways for Gavin. And his class goes noon to 2:45. And he may be looking for a monster to help him out. So.
What day is that on?
That, I know you're going to ask, May 29th, Fun Day.
May 29th. Hey, I might.
Loco Day.
Yeah, I might make that. I'll talk to Gavin. My ride
It's from
ends on the
noon.
25th. I could just beeline it to Texas.
I think Hopper just chimed in that I think this means he's making it. I don't know. I'm not sure, but for the
Yeah,
first one.
he'll be making it. Awesome. Nice work,
Yeah.
Hopper.
Yeah, and then the 29th is the other one. He's looking for a monster to help out. May 30th, he has his Patriot Walk or his parade. This will be his very last time to walk the halls and parade at his elementary school. So that's kind of a bittersweet thing.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get there for that for the 29th, and then I'll stay for the 30th, and then I'll go home.
That'd be cool.
So Jessica,
Okay.
if you're watching, I'm gonna try to make that happen. I'll double check my calendar tomorrow, make sure I get from Utah, and then over there. But I don't think I'll have any problem.
Okay. And then they got 20-ish days left of school, and somewhere in May he has an award ceremony. I don't know how they're going to fit all that in, but
Busy time.
they got a busy one going on. So, but Gavin can handle it. So that's what I got for news.
Well, awesome. The only thing I didn't hit on was the Monster Gump. That starts May 11th.
Yes.
May 11th, I'm starting out of Montgomery. I'm going to post the flyer that has all the route and the dates on it. I'm going to post that again this weekend. I'm going to pin it. I'm going to make another video, that kind of thing. So please share that. The money raised from this event is funding the things we need for the Monster K, and any extra stuff we're going to just give to the boys, because we didn't have this event. We didn't have it earmarked for any particular thing. So that's what we want to do, is we're going to raise money to cover the event, the Monster K event, so that money can just go to the kids and we don't have to spend it all on the actual event. So just please share that. Please donate. If anybody's not riding or not signing up, if you donate to my yearly 100,000 mile, if you want a chance for that motorcycle, anybody that donates $300, then I'm going to put your name in. That's how you sign up for the Monster Case. So you have a shot at the motorcycle. If you're somebody who's not riding and just wants a shot at the motorcycle, it saves you all the trouble of going through the sign up and all that stuff. If you just want a one shot, you donate or fundraise $300, donate it to my 100,000 mile cause, and I'll see your name on there, and you'll see your name on the sheet that we're going to have for the Monster K for winning the motorcycle. And that's all I got. But that Monster Gump, that's 15,000, a little over 15,000 miles in 15 days. I know everybody sees me riding motorcycle all the time and attempting this 100,000 miles in a year. 15 days of 15,000 miles. I've never done anything that long ever. So I will be doing it Hoka style. I am going to be sleeping next to the bike and suffering through the entire 15 days. So stay tuned, but it is not an easy task to do 15 days. I've never done it. I've done 10 or 11, but never 15. So it should be pretty interesting. But please share that.
Sucks.
What's that?
2 sucks.
Yeah,
I've done 2
exactly.
days.
I've done 2 multiple times, obviously, but 15 is a lot, and trying to navigate. And one thing that's really coming into play is the services, because I had this all mapped out, 15,000 miles. You know, I'm going to ride here. I'm going to ride down to Alabama, start it. I had it all mapped out. And then it dawns on me, I got to figure out when I need tires, when I need oil changes. So I have a lot to prep for. So to all the dealerships that are helping me out, mad props to you, because I'm really gonna need it on this trip, so I can get in and banged out and get on the road, so I can get that 1,000 miles and get it done. And every time I do something like this, whenever I plan something like this, I just think about Hopper doing the 100 days.
I know.
And I think, what a goddamn task that really was. You know, like back then when I just watched it, I'm like, God, that's mad impressive. The more I ride, the more I do 1,000 miles day after day, and now doing a 15,000 mile 15 day, I just think it's unbelievable. And how Republic hooked him up with the services and getting the tires done. Like, that's above and beyond. Like that is just the more I do it. So I encourage anybody that wants to feel a little bit like Hop, just go ride 3 days, 3,000 miles, 1,000 miles a day for 3 days, and then tell me how that went for you, and tell me how you feel after the third day. So, the Hop is the king of the 100, and that is one record of his I will never, ever, 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 ever attempt to tie or beat or come close to. I'm sticking with my guns about it. The only record I'm gonna beat of Hopper's is the amount of days that he stays at home at one time. So I think I can get him on that one. I can stay home longer than he stayed home, but that's it. That's all I have.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's funny. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't read what he said there.
Just 1,000 miles.
Yeah, that's just it. Like, that's how you have to train your brain. Like, I remember Hop doing it. Like, okay, I just have 1,000 miles to do tomorrow. Like, every day was thinking about tomorrow, just one day, not 90 days, not 80, not 50, but one day. So tomorrow I have to ride 5 miles. I'm not even looking forward to it. So and I have everything set up mint, so that's all good. That's all I got. I'm gonna get home. I'm anxious to get home and sleep in my own bed.
I don't blame you.
Got anything else?
I really don't. I think we're all
Awesome.
set.
We did a great job. Thanks, Dylan, for the production. It's getting dark on me. Now I just look like a ghost. All you see is my face and just like,
It is getting dark, yeah.
I'm slowly fading away, like Back to the Future, like like something got messed with and thing, and I'm just like fading off of the picture. Pretty soon it'll just be gone. So all right, well, Amy, I'm coming home. I'll be home in an hour and a half. As soon as I finish my my dinner, I'll get on the road. So
cool.
that's that. So all right, peace, everybody. Thanks.
Thanks.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.